my marvellous sausages. Well, gore blimey, the Dead Man's Tale quest went live today and I simply can't believe it. So here is my complete guide to how to start the mission and how to get the gun, and we'll even have a little look at it at the end. So what you need to do is to start this week's Nightfall mission, or just go into the Arms Dealer Strike. And then once you're in the Arms Dealer Strike, you can see I've just come into the main room here, and then just behind the hologram of the Darkness Shard, you can see that there's a door that's open. So make your way through that open gaping doorway, and you're going to be in a room with loads of those flame turrets, or not flame turrets, auto turrets, you know, the ones that Cade loves. Well, you got to fight your way through these turrets. This isn't too hard at all. Just, you know, kill the little gits. Be careful though, some of them are hiding around in corners or hidden behind barricades. There's one behind that barricade down there, and that's a complete swine, and I totally missed it. There's one there as well, look. Well, anyway, clear this room out, and then you want to make your way out onto the gantry. And then in there we're going to have this tanky kind of Cabal type chap wearing a green pair of trousers. Now this is a very important thing. Actually it's not. Just kill him, but he's very annoying to kill. But once you've killed him, there is a platform over to the right here that you can see me just leaping gracefully onto now whilst being shot up the arse. Well anyway, land on this platform, and you've got a few turrets and things there. Don't worry about them. Kill them all. And I found it from this vantage point, it was easier to kill him because he kept on putting his shield up and he was really very annoying. Right, when you've blown off his Cabal chops, you want to spin around, and there's like a tin shed behind you, and in that tin shed you'll see a marker and a data pad. Once you pick up that data pad, it'll say decrypted message or some such thing, and then you're off to go and see Zavala in the tower. If you bring up the map, you can see it says the voice on the other side where Zavala stands. So go and see his blueness, and he will tell you to go and sod off to the reef where there is a distress signal emanating from a really weird spooky ship. You pick up the quest, and let's make our way there. So if you have a little look on the director and go over to the Tangled Shore, you can see in the top left hand corner, in the left, there we go, you can see there's your mission. Right then, so we make our way to this spooky, scary, derelict ship, which is absolutely marvellous. Now, once you land, you'll see there's a large door that you can't get through, basically, because, look, the controls are all fizzing and buggered. So we've got a little bit of jumping to do here in order for us to get the right way in. So if you look on the ramp that we landed on, you can see just across, no, not down there, you buffoon, look up there. The red markers there, that's where you want to jump to. So these are the space shelves that you want to stand on. Look, you can push the intergalactic luggage away from you. Goodbye! Oh no, my kegs are in there! Oh well, off to the Guardian shop for more Guardian kegs. Okay, onto this platform here. Now we want to jump around a corner, which is always slightly tricky as the top protrudes out, but there we go. Not too bad at all. Then onto this next shelfway. Now we're off up onto this area here. You can see it's marked by the lights. And then we're going to be jumping across to that part over there. I was just checking to see if that didn't destruct or something like that. So look, there we go, over onto this one here. I'm using my Warlock with the longer jump on, and of course you might need to put your Stompies on, or even your Lion Rampants if you've got a Titan, just to get yourself over the gaps. So here we are on this shelf, turn around, jump back up onto this platform here, and then you want to jump straight up basically from here to get up onto that bit there, and then over here onto this platform. There we go. Now then, we're going across to that protrusion there. It took me a couple of goes, but I did manage to do it. Don't worry if you die, it just puts you back on the previous platform. It's not too stressy. Right then, now this is where your Guardian pants are going to get soiled, because it's quite scary in here.
Executing trace. Stand by.
Thank you, what's his face? Osiris, yes. So you're going to use some strange noises as you're going, but don't be alarmed, you've got a gun. See? I just started to shat myself. Well, anyway, it's pretty much straightforward for the route for you to go. You want to shoot the vent through there. Come this way. Now here we've got two vents. That vent there I've just shot open, that's actually just a dead end. Whether or not something will be in there at some point, I don't know. But that vent there that you shoot open, this is the way that you want to go. Make a little cut there. And... yeah, I'm just shat myself again. Oh, I did enjoy this, mind. This is really great fun, really tense and scary. In fact, it got so tense and scary that I couldn't complete it until I had some help from a friend who'll be joining me halfway through the vid. Well, anyway, you can see here, there we've got a grate all covered up, so push your way through there, and then just follow your way through. Really, the flashing lights are giving you the way. There we go. Oh, Christ, it's bloody dark in here, isn't it? Okay, so you're going to jump up there now, and across here, and we're going to be coming round into this pipage. Yes, that's right, left into the pipes.
I've sourced a distortion. There's an open patch into the ship's computer.
Yes.
Perhaps courtesy of our lost friend.
Oh, yes. I don't know what he's on about, but he's telling us to go here. Okay, so we've got a grate that we need to shoot out here. And down we go into a red area. And then we're going to carry on going down here. Okay. So we're going to find a couple of new mechanics in this place. We've got switches that we need to flick. You can see this switch here that's going to activate as we come in. And it opens that big door there. And you might recognize it because it's the big door when we landed. Look, there's my ship hovering out there looking all cool. So but anyway, we know where we are now. We've basically come in to the main part of the Glykon. And here we have our first kind of puzzle, I suppose you could call it. Now, you've got this barrier here, which you can see injures you profusely. But if you shoot these glowing spores, they turn green. And then if you go and stand close to them, you'll see it says Gregory link 12 seconds, 11 seconds. That basically, that's a buff that allows you to traverse those barriers. So once you see one of those barriers, these spores aren't going to be too far behind, and they might be behind locked doors and things like that. So that's the kind of cadence of the puzzles that we've got here. You did have a squiz around this room, but there wasn't that much. But what we need to be doing is jumping up to this area here. It's just on your left as you walk in, just above the spores. Here we go. And then make your way along the pipes. More pipes. And then there's a vent to shoot out. Let's go through the vent. Yes, indeed. Okay.
Glykon navigation system marks their destination as an anomaly left in the wake of Mars's disappearance.
Oh dear, what the bloody hell's going on? They're moving a lot of furniture around here or something, but I tell you what, it's damn scary. Right, okay, so this bit was a slightly, a tad confusing. There's a place to leave through the ceiling. That's right, so I'll just spin around, actually. Come along, me, turn around. Now go back the way we came, and you'll see just here in the ceiling. Come on, get through, you arse biscuit. Look up, there we go. We've got to jump up through there. And a little bit of ascending, so I don't mean that in a Stargate sense, or in a, you know, taking some space drug sense, but I mean in going up sense. Up we go here to this platform, and look, it's a doorway. Let's use it. Get through the door, you turnip. Right, into the sort of spooky alien-y exteriors. Listen, it's the Cabal playing a tune, but their organs have only got 2 notes on them. They're quite crap, really, I suppose. Okay. Here we go. Drop down into this area here and here. Now then, the next thing we need to do is open that doorway there. And the switch to do that is actually through that open doorway that you just saw me spin around from. So if I just turn around, we're eventually going over there, you see. So if I spin around here and then run up this way, now you're going to come across some screebs here first of all. And it's going to have the red, well, it had the red dagger sign in it for me to show that they were overpowered. But if you do check the Presage mission, which is what this is called, the exotic mission Presage, it says it's only 12:30. So I don't know whether or not we are actually underpowered for it. Well, anyway, make your way up to the back of the room, and just behind this thing, you'll see the switch. Drop the switch and make your way back out to that place we were just standing by where I said the door was going to open. It's quite easy to get there. It's just one long corridor, really. See, that door's open now. Here we go, do a nice 360. And we've got some spores in there. So shoot the spores, suck in them spore drugs, and we're going to be jumping across the chasm to that doorway over there. We've got 10 seconds, 9, 8... Yes, you can see the stupid weirdy plants. They look like the ones that were in the Hawkmoon mission as well. They've definitely got darkness connotations, those plants, don't you think? They seem to all grow in that same kind of mysterious way when poo has hit the fan. More screebs! Yes, but don't worry, there's not too many of them, 3 or 4 of them, and if you shoot one in the middle of a group, you get a lovely chain reaction. Okay, we're jumping up here now to our right, and then we're going to be making our way out across the doorway. Yes, more screams again. Don't scream and die. Just, you know, keep it together. K-I-T. Keep it together. Okay, we're going through the doorway, jumping all the way across here, and this is the second kind of new mechanic we've got. Those glowing things tend to open doors, they're triggers. We're going to drop down that particular trapdoor, and now we're going to make our way through the dark with more screams. So just take them out. I was using the new fusion rifle that dropped from Gambit. I can't quite remember what it's called actually, but it's really cool. And with a fusion buff, it was really kicking up the damage. So once you've killed those screams, make your way to the left and the back of the room. You can see this red pipe here. Now we've got two doorways here. We've got one at the top and one at the bottom. Oh, I got ambushed then again by bloody screams. God, they drive me around the bend. I don't know why I jump up on this pipe here. I just do. Lovely lighting effects. Okay, there's two doors, like I said, up the back. We've got one at the bottom and we've got one up the top. Now we're going to be opening the one at the top first. And to open the one at the top, we have to go and flick a switch at the other end of the room. Yes, Osiris, thanks very much. So there's the doorway. Now we're walking right the way down to the back end of the corridor. You can see me keep on going down here. And the switch is just up the top end and to your left. There it is. There's always an audio cue as well when one of those switches is around. You can hear it bleeping. So even if they're easy to run past, and I actually have run past a couple of them quite a few times during making this. So listen to the audio cues as well, then you'll know there's going to be a switch nearby. Okay, we're just going to make our way now, jump all the way across to this next area, and we're going to see a switch just nestling on this big drum behind us. Spin around then, dear boy. You don't know where the hell you are, do you? Turn around, you moron. There we go. There's the switch. Flick that, baby, and we're making our way back across the gap again, and that's opened the door that was underneath this door. Yes. So here we are, jumping across, walking out, and then we're just going to drop down, and there's our baby there. Now this hasn't opened a way to go, it's opened a door so you can shoot that thing. Now when you shoot that thing, that opens another door, and we're going to go back up behind us here. Let's just jump up onto the gantry, and now we're looking right down at our feet. We're not jumping across, we're going to be dropping down, and you can see, just spin around, you sausage. There we go, that's the door we're going into. Now don't panic, because when you jump down, you can see there's that cylinder thing. It goes, oh, thanks very much, just like a conveyor belt in Tesco's. And now here's where the fun begins. This is great. I love this bit. If you enjoy the compactor scene in Star Wars, you'll enjoy this. Well, anyway, there's a switch at the end. Flick that, baby. And then mild panic will start to set in as the floor slowly drops by. And then you look up into the sky and you can see all these screams dropping down. It's horrendous. See them? Look at them. They're like angry little exploding comets. It's ridiculous. Well, anyway, once you've managed to sort all those guys out, I'd recommend a fusion rifle and a bit of stasis so you can hold the panic at bay. Anyway, once they've been killed, the walls start moving in to squash you. Now, my first time, I just died immediately because I totally shat myself. But what we're looking for here is you can see the panels on the floor. Now, some of these have vents that are destructible. And behind those vents, there's 3 of those glowing electric things. You shoot 3 of those electric things and it'll stop the walls in motion. Don't worry if you do die, because it just starts you back again, and if you've already killed the screams, they won't return. You just have to do the shooty floor puzzle bit. So now then, the first one I found, get an aerial view, you should be able to see them just glowing. There was one there on that, I've already passed over one, so I shot that one there, spun around, and shot this one underneath there, and then finally there's one right back up at the switch. I've kind of done it arse about face, really, but you can see it just there, look. And there we go. Boom. Walls reset. Thank you very much, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Princess Leia, and Luke Skywalker. No, it wasn't. It was R2-D2 who saved all their asses. Anyway, we're going to see up here now there's lights going to be surrounding one of these holes in the floor, and that's the one that we need to drop down. There it goes. I just jumped past it like a complete arse. So jump down in here. And you can see those pads are scattered all around the ship. I reckon they're going to be something later on, probably to do with the catalyst. Well, anyway, once you're down that hole, you want to jump up and make your way through the pipes. Scary, weirdy stuff again. And then we're jumping down into this hole here. Right then, this is a bit of a scrap in here. You've got a room full of Screebs and Scorn, and you get a glimpse of the main big bad guy. Look at him right up there, the complete and total Anus. Well, don't worry about him at the moment, because he disappears for a fight later on. So you need to hand the backsides to all of these Scorn in order to progress. The fight wasn't too bad. I've managed to do this bit on my own, you know, so not too bad. A bit of stasis, a bit of fusion rifling, and it didn't take me too long to sort them out. If you haven't fought the Scorn for a long time, don't forget they put up some of those barriers, or they put up some of those sucky little tractor beam things which are really annoying, or some of those flame turrets, and they're incredibly annoying too. Right, that bunch of complete arses dealt with, and we're going to move onwards now to more scary dark bits. Yes, keep on going this way. Bend around here. Bend around here? That's what I mean. I mean turn turn right. Okay, this room for some reason is incredibly spooky because it's very dark, but it's just going to put the wind up you. So don't worry too much about it. You just want to keep on going through with all those dotty red lights, but listen. It sounds like there's something following you in the dark. It's horrendous. Oh no, don't worry about it, just go towards the light, Carol Ann. Uh-oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. If you're even more scared, you're even worse now. Right, okay, so keep on going up towards the red lights there. Not too far to go now. We've be coming up on our first major battle, and this is where my marvellous chum SSG Bleer turned in to help me. What a very nice fellow he was. Now what we've got here is we've got groups of Scorn who appear underneath the two gantries. We've also got loads of Screebs who do tend to attack you as well, but I would advise you to stay high up for this battle because it gives you a nice bit of elevation and you can see what's going on, but Screebs can turn up on the gantry with you as well, so it can be quite difficult. Now the main baddies of this, we've got two of these horrendous abomination type things, and they do take quite a bit of kick-ins in order to kill, so don't worry too much about them, but make sure you've got something they can dish a bit of death. And once you've cleaned this room out, we shall continue on our way.
Bye-bye, Bullseye. Yeah.
Okay, he's gone. Okay, so now we're going to be jumping over onto these platforms here. You can see it's the open-ended part of space, and you just can see the platform is outside. You don't have to jump up here on this one, but you can do if you're scared of making the big jump. And then we're on to this platform here and into the second hangar area. Now, the way we're going to get out of this room is to the top left as you walk in. On top of that cylindrical thing, that is where we're going to be jumping to get out. Okay, this second part of it now is kind of, well, there are some more complicated puzzles really that we've got to come across. So here we go, we're going back into the bowels of the ship. Appreciate the lighting, why don't you? It's marvellous. We're dropping down this little tunnel here, and we're out into this room here.
Yeah, teabag the swine.
So after paying our respects to that Scorn in the middle of the room, we found there's this door here and a switch next to it. Once you flick that switch, it's going to open the door and there's going to be some more spores. So once you shoot them and you've got your buff, you're going to be running right up to the far end of the corridor. So there we go, buff activated and running through the barrier at the far end. Here we go, the door will open, and that's where the barrier would be, and through here we go to this next room. Look out for the Screebs!
Here comes the Screebs, yep.
Oh,
Right on
me.
cue.
Yes.
I looked like I was browsing in a shop, and then, go away! Oh my god, I'm dead.
Anyway, relieve myself, not relieve myself, I mean revive myself. Now I'm going to show you we've got another barrier to traverse here, so it's just behind us here. Now we need to find a way to get some doodahs so we can go through that particular barrier. Now then, you can see there's a switch here. what that does is opens a door at the far end. And then if you make your way to the door that's just opened, you'll see it's not a switch, it's one of those electrical things that you need to shoot. But there's a timer on this. So once you shoot this, what it's actually going to do is deactivate. There's an electrical barrier just above your head. You can see it there, look. So once somebody deactivates it, that's my chum has done there, I'll leap up and we can get this done here. So we flick a switch here, and that's going to open the door behind us, and then we're going to go through here. You through the doorway, and then there's another switch. Flick that baby. That's grand. Now what's actually happened here, which did confuse us slightly, was that that's opened up a door with some spores in it down below. So if you just jump back out of the door that opened onto the floor, there we are, that's where we just jumped up. See, remember? And then there we go, there's the spore door that's opened. So we can use those spores to go through that barrier at the back end of the room there. So shooty-eye sporii, that's Welsh that is, for shooty-eye sporii, and then make your way up to the back and we can go through the doorway. Where is it? Where is it? There we go, and barrier has been crossed. Okay, let us continue onwards. We've got to go through this larger door here, and we're into another room of utter confusion and killings. Don't worry too much about it, just kill them all. When I say don't worry too much about it, of course, you have to worry about it, but once you've cleared out the room, there's more of a puzzle to sort out. So if you go to the far end of the room, right at the back, you can see there's another barrier in the floor. We're going to be dropping through there. I just wanted to give you an idea of your bearings, but also there's a doorway here. Now be really careful if you go in here and flick that switch, because you're going to flick open a trapdoor and it'll send you right the way down back to, well, quite a way away actually, like this. Here I go. Accelerated death for me. So let's go back to the main room that we were in. Now what we're going to be looking for here, there's a switch that we need to flick that will open a door down below. I'm shooting that electric thing, it's absolutely nothing, I'm being a complete idiot here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to have to freeze frame here because I didn't get my buddy flicking this switch. But if we run up to the far end of the room going towards the exit, here we go, let's just run up and I'm going to pause it now. There's the switch on the end of that barrel thing there. You need to flick that, and then that's going to open the door that's just down below us. You can see it there, look. There is a turret in there, so be careful. Kill the turret, and then once you go in here, there's going to be an electrical thing that you need to shoot, and that will then open another door which conceals the spores. There you go, there's the electric thing shot, and that door then will open up the back, and here we have spores. Lovely, more drugs to take. So shoot your spores, get your space drug fill-ins, and then run up to the pool of weirdness at the back of the room and drop through, and onwards we go. There we go. What a weirdy place it is, isn't it? Down to some redness. Right, okay, now then this is a little bit of a maze, so I'd advise you to shoot all the doors out first so you can follow where I'm going. Now where that white light is, that's where there are some spores. So make your way towards the white light, shoot the spores, and then get yourself all charged up with your sporey stuff. Now you want to run straight ahead, and then you want to take an immediate left here, or your first left, there we go, left again, and then right, and we're going to be through the barrier. There we go, all done, nice one. Flick your switches, governors, and we're going to go through the doorway. Now we're going to end up back in a room that we've previously been in, but a door will be opened, that one there, that wasn't opened before. You can see we've got another spore barrier that we need to get through, and you'll see just across the way there we've got our spore room. So there we go, go and shoot your spores and then take your drugs and disappear through that doorway. Okay, so through the spore doorway, as I say, and then we're going to go up that corridor there, and you're going to start getting attacked again by screebs and some of those guys who swing around those incense burners that explode. It's very dangerous. They shouldn't do that, you know. There are also two abomination-type chaps here, but they're not bosses, so they're quite easy to take out.
Oh, you killed him! Whoops. No, that's cool.
Okay, so if we make our way back up to the far end of the room again, you can see we've got a spore doorway there, and we've got this switch here. Now, when you flick that switch, you're going to hear a door open pretty close by. So if you spin around, it's just to your left. And you can just see it. Hang on, there's a switch again. And there we go. That will open there, and there's going to be a glowy, crackly electricity thing in. You shoot that, and that's going to open a door right at the far end again, and that's where we're going to have some spores. So we can get out of that spore doorway. So make your way right the way back down, and there's the spores. Shoot them and get your drugs on, baby, and run like buggery up to the far end of the room through the barrier, and then we're nearly there. I keep on saying we're nearly there, but really we are. We're not far off now, really. This is kind of the last puzzly bit that we've got to do. So this part, we have to jump our way across. So I'll just show you what we're going to do here. So I'll just jump onto this platform here. We've got platforms that flick here. So just jump onto each of them. 1 and 2. You can see my buddy shooting a git there. But what we need to do here is we're going to go back around this cylindrical area here. And then we're going to jump up onto that platform up there. You're going to be shot by a turnip down there. So take them out nice and quick, and they don't give you any problems. You want to duck back through here. There we go. Oh, look, he just disappeared because I cut it. There we go. That was close. I didn't die. Thank God for that, governor. Now then, what you're looking at there, the glowing thing, that's what we need to shoot to open a spore doorway halfway down from where we just came. But if you want to jump up here, you can see there's a switch here. I don't know if this is a dud switch or not, because it opens this doorway and we get shot by a turret, but it doesn't seem to do much else. So something in my mind tells me that that's just a booby trap to annoy you swines at Bungie. And anyway, here's the spore barrier that we need to cross. So if we jump back down the way we came to that platform, and there we go, my buddy's going to shoot that out. I missed him doing it as usual. And then once that's shot, we're making our way back, and there is the spore doorway, but it's just through there. So we can't get into that one either. So we actually have to go back to the part where we just started the jumpy bit. You know, with those platforms that turn. There they are. There's the turning platforms again. Let's don't go that way, you fool. Jump onto that platform and then onto the other platform. And what we're doing here now then is we're doing a spore relay, I suppose, really. So you get your spores out for the lads there and then make your run to the halfway point of that door that just opened. So there's the one flipping platform, second flipping platform, and there's the door that is now open, and you can go through it, look, and you can collect the spores with 1 second to go. Ugh, that was quite close. Anyway, second set of spores, get them, and we're going to go back through to where that little booby trap bit was. Duck down here, careful not to fall off, turn to your right, up onto the platform here, and then, no, not in there, you fool, through here. And this is really interesting because it says Aldrin Sov, not the crow who's talking. How weird is that? Don't know what the hell's going on there. It's very, very bizarre. Now then, you may have noticed we've got a raid banner marker on the floor here. That means we're about to go into the boss fight. So if you've got a raid banner, stick it in there and tart yourself up ready for a fight. Shoot the spores, get high, jump through the hole, and then we're just going to make our way down and start scrapping with a large boss. Okay, there's a couple of parts to this fight. First of all, the boss is going to appear up here and he just runs down at you and makes you cack your underwear. But once you've taken enough health off him, he'll disappear and he'll actually go underneath you to a sort of icy bit that looks like a broken fridge, and it's very, very atmospheric, and I love it. But if you look at the floor at the moment, you can see that it's actually glowing red, if you can see underneath all the wither-horde pools of death. Let me just make my way out here so you can see. There we are. You see it's glowing red? That's underneath, so it's too hot for us to jump down there. Now, there are coolant switches that we need to flick, and there's one at each end of the room. You can see I'm just standing behind one of the consoles now, and there's another switch at the opposite end of the room too. That's 2 switches you need to flick, and then there's another one which is hidden in a doorway in a separate room, and that's got a boiling floor in it as well. So while you're standing in that room flicking that switch, you're going to take damage, so just be aware of that. Well, anyway, once all 3 of those switches have been flicked, then you can jump down. There's holes, 3 of them in either end of the room and one to the left of the room, and you can start delivering kick-ins to Massive Bloke. Now, you're not going to be able to do it all in one go. You're going to find that the switches reset, so you're going to have to jump back up, flick all three again, and then jump down and kick him in that way. The fight actually isn't too bad, to be perfectly honest. I could see how it could get a bit hairy if you're trying to do it on your own, but because there's multiple entry points into the floor below, one of you can go in one floor, and one of you can go down to the other floor through the different holes, and then one of you can shoot him in the back and up the arse while he's attacking the other one, then he'll turn around and attack you, and then the other one could shoot him in the back and up the arse.
I think it's dying. That's it.
Guardian, there's an anomaly left in Mars's wake.
And once that's done, the last thing you've got to do is follow a waypoint. You can see it just there. Get your ghost out. There's a door at the end of the room. So make your way all the way down to the bottom of the room, and you're going to go through a few little more corridors, and then you're going to open up into this really massive place. And it's kind of almost, it is literally like something out of Event Horizon, I suppose, because you've got this Guardian all strung up there. It's horrid. Anyway, yes, here we go. Down through this vent here. There's one thing I wanted to show you, actually, before we get to see that Guardian. Jump down. You can see this glowing orange thing. It flick around behind you. There's a weird thing there. It's like a Callus's head. There it is, look. It's bizarre. It looks like something out of the menagerie. You know, that starts a menagerie run. I don't know if that's going to be something extra. Maybe something to do with the catalyst. Maybe something to do with a Triumphs. I don't know. But anyway, there we go. We're running out into that room that I was just telling you about now. And we'll see the Guardian. Once you approach the Guardian, you'll be able to have a bit of dialogue. And then you'll be able to collect the rifle. Don't be alarmed if you don't see it popping up on the screen straight away. You actually have to go and get it from Zavala. He will give you the final rifle at the end. And it's as we thought. There is a transformative perk on it, which means it's got random rolls, which means you can run the mission again, and from that point on, because you've just completed it, you'll get the random roll drops. I have also been to Light GG to have a little look at what perks we can get in that transformative slot. So we've got Subsistence, we've also got Outlaw, we can have Killing Wind, which would be quite cool. We've got Snapshot Sights, not too bad. But we do have Vorpal Weapon, which would be very, very handy. And also 4 times the Charm as well, because that could link in with its Cranial Spike perk, which is its intrinsic perk, where every precision hit, it gains more and more damage. It kind of starts off around about 2,995-ish if you're playing in PvE, and then when you go to the maximum amount of cranial perks, which is about 5, then it goes up to about 6,000-7,000 damage. So that's pretty cool. Now, if you've got the 4 times the charm, where it's landing precision hits will return 2 rounds to the magazine, you'll be able to sort of feed that off there, but it is only 5 in the cranial spike, so not so bad. But I've got to tell you, it's fantastic to use. It is an absolute dead shot. You can just line up the iron sights. It's so stable, and bang, you can take things out so easily. I think it's an amazing scout rifle. I'm really enjoying using it, and I think it will be fantastic in PvE as well. But this isn't the end of it, of course, because like I say, we've got random rolls. There is also a catalyst to come as well, which makes amendments and adjustments to the hip firing capability of it. So that sounds really, really interesting. It's well worth doing. If you found the guide really helpful, I've actually got a buy me a coffee page. If you wanted to chuck me a few quid, that would be absolutely wonderful and incredibly generous of you. Or you can give me a like and a subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment below to let me know how you found the mission, if it scared the living pants off you or not. It did me. I think it's fantastic. Thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you all again very soon. Sausage out.